Let's get into it. What a week. Donald Trump lashed out at the media after reports emerged that he welcomed both Kanye West and white supremacist Nick Fuentes to a dinner at Mar-a-Lago, as Trump attempted to explain in a statement, "Our dinner meeting was intended to be Kanye and me only, but he arrived with a guest whom I had never met and knew nothing about. I hate it when you invite your most openly anti-Semitic friend to dinner and he brings along a Nazi without asking." In other words, he did not see that coming. In the aftermath, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell suggested that Trump is highly unlikely to regain the presidency after a meeting with a white supremacist, but wouldn't confirm whether he would support Trump if he won the GOP nomination, saying only, "There is no room in the Republican Party for anti-Semitism or white supremacy. The Republican Party has no room for anti-Semitism or white supremacy in the same way that my fridge has no room for Diet Coke. That thing's filled to the brim, baby." Maybe you kids could go through the misogyny and racism tubs while you're home for Thanksgiving. No pressure, I know you're so busy. Following his dinner with Trump, Kanye appeared on Inf Wars Thursday, and he said he will let both Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones tweet from his newly reinstated Twitter account. Is this Twitter blue? Because, check please. Leave it all in the edit. Don't cut out of that. Don't cut out of the silence. Said West during the live stream, "The Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world. And you know what? That's on us for holding a grudge." And they have offered things of value. It's just that those things were stolen from Jewish homes and corpses. I want you to know something. I need you all to understand the mindset I go into when we're preparing for this show to entertain you all. This joke appeared in a list of jokes I read through, and I made only one change. I added the phrase, "and corpses." Still, he has a point. For example, in more recent years, one Nazi made some pretty good rap songs. Said West of the Nazis, they did good things too. For example, he continued, they got rid of all those Jews. Listen, we debated how long we could keep this going. And there was more, but actually in conversation during the read-through they make me do, we decided that that was going to be the end. And that was a good decision. That was the maximum. We hit our limit. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron met with Vice President Kamala Harris at NASA headquarters on Wednesday and urged her to send a French astronaut to the moon. "I'll get right on it," said the Vice President, pretending to type an email on a Game Boy. You can't have French people in space. Come on. We're all adults here. What are they going to do up there? Science? They don't, come on. Some French vegans are going to just be sending me emails. The truth is, Vice President Kamala Harris was touched by the request. A president who wants me to do something? What? UNESCO added the French baguette to their list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity, which awards it special protected status. "We'll see how protected it is," said Jean Valjean. Note, please do French accent. I did it. Georgia voters set a new single-day early voting record on Monday in the race between Herschel Walker and Senator Raphael Warnock, with over 301,000 people casting their ballots. Wouldn't be the first time coming early put Herschel Walker in a bind. A judge has ordered right-wing conspiracy theorists Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman to spend 500 hours registering low-income voters in the Washington, D.C. area after the two arranged thousands of robocalls designed to intimidate black voters. You're at home. You're minding your own business. There's a knock at the door. It's these two fucking dipshits with a clipboard rolling their eyes asking you if you're registered to vote. Why are they being punished too? Why do judges only get creative when dealing with the biggest schmucks? We have jails, and they're terrible. House Democrats have elected New York Representative Hakeem Jeffries to be minority leader, making him the first black person to lead a party's caucus in either chamber. And at 52 years old, he's practically a child bride. Per tradition, Nancy Pelosi presided over the ceremonial handing off of Bono's email address. San Francisco supervisors have voted to give city police the option to deploy lethal robots in emergency situations. Now, a lot of local activists have raised the alarm about the danger posed to the community by Tronny, the name we at the department lovingly call our little helper, the Kilotron 6000. And before you ask, Tronny's pronouns are they, them. But they will also respond to, please, no. Obviously, despite a lot of hyperbole on social media, no, this is not going to lead to armed robots patrolling the streets of San Francisco. That will come later, as we slowly grow acclimated to a world in which we are interacting with more and more autonomous machines in every facet of our lives, despite none of us collectively agreeing that this is the kind of world we'd like to live in. HBO has announced a new documentary about the career of Nancy Pelosi, filmed by her daughter, Alexandra Pelosi. The documentary is titled Pelosi in the House, something Alexandra probably didn't have a ton of experience with. She's fucking busy. Protests have begun across China in response to President Xi's draconian zero-COVID measures. Multiple news outlets have reported that legitimate tweets about the protests in Chinese cities are getting drowned out by a sudden influx of porn tweets that are stuffed with the same keywords. I tried to find all the real protest tweets amid the porn tweets, but I found I could only look for about 10 minutes without needing a break. Elon Musk, who's famously never made a promise he didn't keep, said this week that he expects his company Neuralink to begin testing its brain chips in human trials in the next 6 months. If you're interested in signing up for the human trials, I've got some bad news. This device is only for people who have a brain. It's a catch-22. They need human beings to sign up for trials to test their brain chip. But anybody who would sign up for a fucking beta brain chip from Elon Musk is so brainless, they'll have nowhere to put it. There is no way to say the world's richest man wants to put a chip in your brain without sounding like an unmedicated conspiracy theorist, but this is coming straight from respected newspapers and also every angel I've talked to. Scientists at the University of Waterloo in Canada have designed what they are calling a splash-free urinal regardless of aim or angle. Am I using these things correctly? Are people currently having a front row at SeaWorld experience that I'm not aware of that scientists need to resolve? Maybe so. A new study suggests that drinking 8 glasses of water per day is too much for most people. If only the body had some way of telling us when it was time for us to drink water. If it could pose some sort of thirst trap, but for hydration. Frontier Airlines has announced that it will end its customer service phone line. When reached for comment, Frontier's last customer service phone agent was quoted saying, "Oh, you're firing me? Cost savings? Shifting to digital? That's fine. I don't feel anything anymore. My right ear, my headset ear, when I lie awake at night, I hear customers whispering obscenities, asking for refunds I cannot give. What's strange is, I can make it stop with an earplug, as if my brain really believes the sound is coming from outside my body." And finally, Merriam-Webster has selected gaslighting as 2022's word of the year. Other nominees included LGBTQIA, codify, and cancel culture. When asked how they came to choose the word, a representative from Merriam-Webster said, "I already told you that. You always fucking do this."